Let's check back in with meteorologist Daniel McFarland, starting us off with a look at the cloud cover. Daniel.
Yeah, you know, you've been outside. It was pretty sunny here in the morning. The clouds started moving in, but it's still feels a little bright outside, though. A lot of these are upper level clouds, and it's looking a little clearer, I think, for later on tonight.
Okay, it has been gorgeous this week, those afternoons.
Oh, yeah, and that trend, I think, is going to continue for the next few days. We're going to have this for this afternoon, but as we start to make our way closer towards this weekend, the sunnier conditions are going to be back. The temperatures are going to be slightly warmer, and then we're going to be having a nice cool down eventually headed our way for early next week. But let's take a closer look at these clouds real quick just to kind of show you that the heaviest is moving through places like Wilcox and Sierra Vista right now. If you're in Tucson, you're likely seeing just a small little break, but there is more that's on the way. It's starting to break up just a little bit, and something else that makes this kind of difficult to see for this time of day is the fact that the sun is setting, because this is going to be visible satellite. But if we go further over towards the west, you do still see a little bit more clouds hanging there closer towards Rocky Point. But for us, I think it's just going to be over the next couple hours. It's not going to be really here for the overnight hours. And what that's going to do is just kind of clear us out for overnight, bringing our temperatures back down, I think, to the mid 50s. And as we get into the day tomorrow, yeah, there might be another quick round of clouds headed our way, but it's not going to be in the first part of the day. It'll likely be, if we see anything at all, closer towards 3 o'clock or so. But let's talk more about those current temperatures out there. So a lot of us are in the mid 80s now. We did manage to get up to the upper 80s at the airport, and I want to point out that is one of the warmest spots out there currently. So even though we looked at current temperatures a few minutes ago and you saw 87, that's really only measured there at the airport. If you're around Midtown, West Side, Casa Dobes, Foothills, 83 to about 85 is what we have around the Tucson area. Now closer towards a spot like Benton, slightly cooler. They managed to reach 80 for a high temperature, currently looking at 78 degrees, while Sierra Vista and Bisbee are also stuck in the 70s. Near Ajo and Sells, they're a little bit warmer, also at 84 and 85 degrees. But for overnight tonight, we'll drop down once again. And earlier this morning, we got down to 53 for that low temperature. I don't think we're going to get that cool for overnight tonight, but we are going to have those lows still in the 50s. So about 54 to 56 for most of us around the Tucson area. Then the high temperatures tomorrow going to be just a tad bit warmer, 89 to about 90 for a majority of us. Still not too bad if you're going to be outdoors for that day. And then for the rest of us, really more of the same when it comes to those temperatures. I think it's more noteworthy that over in Cochise County, a lot of these spots stopped in the 70s for the past couple days, and now you're going to have a few of those areas getting close to 90 degrees themselves. And I think if anyone stays in the 70s, it's likely going to be Bisbee with 78. But if you're in Wilcox, if you're in Tombstone, if you're in Sierra Vista, your highs didn't get 80 degrees for today, but tomorrow go ahead and add about 5 degrees to what you had earlier. All right, so there is a small chance of rain next week. It's not going to be any kind of big thunderstorms headed our way or anything like that. We're talking just a little bit of light drizzle to head on in. It's going to be with a pretty strong cold front that's going to be cooling down our temperatures. And yes, we're going to be into the 80s by Saturday, but potentially even cooler after that. But I know you're wondering about how much rain we could see. And that's about it. Just trace amounts around southern Arizona. And this is going to be for overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. That front is going to pass us by. It's going to get windy and a couple small showers are going to be developing. Nothing real serious here. Thunderstorms are kind of done for the year, at least for the next few months. We're not going to be having anything like that. It's still the dry season, but it does look like there is going to be a front strong enough. Eventually that might be headed our way, bringing us that small chance of rain for overnight on Tuesday. Now, if you're going to be outside for the U of A game tomorrow, the afternoon is once again going to be close to 90 degrees. So Thursday and Friday in between about 88 to 91. Saturday things are cooling off just a bit. Still plenty of sunshine out there. And talking a little bit more about next Monday and Tuesday, something else to note is the fact that it's probably going to be a little bit windy on those days. We might have wind gusts around 25, 30 miles per hour. Then we have that small rain chance. But then look at that, 79, then 80 degrees for next Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, so wow. I like the next few days, but I'm sure plenty of people like the entire week here too.
It's looking pretty nice, that 79. Wow.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get even better after that. So we'll just keep an eye on what happens next weekend, but it's definitely going to be cooler than what we're expecting the next few days.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Coming up on News 4 Tucson at 4.